Former Coral Gables Commissioner James T. Barker is getting a lot of love for his efforts in helping the youth succeed.
Well, I get big hugs and I get thank you notes, and I have them call me and thank me for it.
And the lovely greeting is much deserved. Over 20 years, Barker has spearheaded the Donald Hopkins Bill Cooper Scholarship Award. Students are awarded monies for their college career. The initiative started as a way to open doors to African Americans living in Coral Gables. Former City Attorney Bob Zahner and Barker got the program started.
And I was talking with Bob Zahner, the former city attorney, who has since left us, and he suggested, he said, Jim said, we ought to think about doing something for Black Gables. And he says there are a lot of good people down there, and it's sort of a forgotten community.
Resident Leona and Bill Cooper also assisted Barker when he served on the commission. Candidates need to attend Coral Gables High School, have a 2.5 grade point average, and be African American to qualify for the scholarship.
But by and large, we've had most of them finish and get on with their lives and come back and make it a better place here in this community.
Barker has lived in the area for 40 years. He was born in Georgia. After serving in the United States military, he attended a college in Jacksonville, but later moved to the city to work for Southern Bell.
I have always loved this community and worked very hard in the community.
As a city resident, he served on the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce and the Commission for several years. Barker's hard work in the community has paid off as he was bestowed the George Merrick Award of Excellence earlier this year.
Tears came in my eyes. I was thrilled, and it's a great honor. It's a great honor to be recognized like that.
And although Barker has approached 80, the age is not stopping him from bringing more kindness to the city he dearly loves.
I'm 80 years old and still kicking. And I feel like my motto is the longer you live, you just make more plans.
Congratulations to this month's Golden Pride. Golden Fact. According to the Coral Gables Police Department, from June 2009 to June of this year, there have been 313 crimes against seniors. Con artists often focus their attention on seniors as they tend to accumulate more wealth in preparation for their retirement. As common targets, seniors need to be aware of the various scams con artists are using and how to protect themselves from falling victim. According to CPA Gary Opper, managing member of Levi Opper LLC, there are several types of crimes that target seniors. Some of the most popular are bank and credit card, internet, and door-to-door scams. In almost every case, a senior is contacted by phone, email, mail, or in person by someone offering a deal or high returns on investments.
Since interest rates are low, people are obviously attracted to higher interest rates. And some crook will call and try to entice a senior citizen or anyone that with a higher interest rate that the money's insured and whatever. And obviously there is no investment at all. And clearly if there's no investment, there's no FDIC insurance.
According to the FBI, individuals who grew up in the 30s, 40s, and 50s are generally very polite and trusting. A con man will exploit these traits knowing it's impossible or difficult for these seniors to say no.
You're always allowed to hang up, and you're always allowed to say no. But if somebody calls and says, congratulations, you've won something, then you can always, they're not going to ask you for personal information. They're not going to ask you for credit card information. And then, again, you're allowed to call them back. So what you should do is hang up, look in the phone book as to what organization it is, and call them back based on the phone number in the phone book and not necessarily the phone number that they've given you. And that will prevent a lot of seniors and anyone from being taken by one of these scammers.
Whenever you're dealing with financial matters, it's important to deal with someone locally, like an attorney or financial planner who came highly recommended by a person you trust. Golden Fact. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, in the year 2000, there were over 1.5 million drivers ages 60 and older in Florida. Need to renew or get a new driver's license or ID card? The Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles has changed the rules, and that means you may need to bring additional documents to the driver's license office. Now in effect, Floridians must provide documents that prove your identity, social security number, and residential address. If you have not already used the one-time convenience renewal option, these changes do not apply to you. If you have used the convenience renewal option, the new documentation requirements do apply to you. If you were born on or before December 31st, 1935, and don't have a birth certificate, you may still get a driver's license or ID card by providing an acceptable document that shows your name and date of birth. To get a list of accepted documents, go online to www.gathergoget.com or call 850-617-3995. Use that same website or phone number to find the driver's license office near you. Golden fact: Mandarin is the official language of China and Taiwan and one of the official languages of the United Nations. Many different languages can be heard right here in Coral Gables, including the most spoken language in the world. Mandarin is spoken by more than 1 billion people, and it's considered the language of the future. It's taught in grade schools and now at the Coral Gables Adult Activity Center as well.
Sylvia, 你有几个弟弟？没有一个弟弟，你没有弟弟。
Ying Pestian, who was born in China, is a regular participant at the city's Adult Activity Center. She volunteers to teach Mandarin. Every time she does so, the class all but reaches the limit.
I was really surprised, and the people for all different kind of reasons want to learn. And I one woman who said her son is dating a Chinese girl, a couple who are going to China soon, and other people just want to know what is China all about.
The classes help seniors learn basic words and phrases, and it's helpful to forget everything you know about the English language. Mandarin has no alphabet because the language came from pictures.
我有两个弟弟。
The key is having the right information.
The biggest challenge is the tones. There are 4 tones to each syllable. And if you don't get those tones correctly, it means something totally different. And that's the challenge.
There's 4 tones. One's flat, it's like ma, and then one goes high ma, and one goes high low ma, and then ma.
These students are broadening their horizons and staying mentally fit by learning about a language and culture that is foreign to them. And no matter the reason, learning a second or third language is no longer a luxury, especially in this melting pot of cultures we call home.
I am excited in Miami because I get to learn Spanish. So I like people to share my excitement to learn Chinese, right? Yeah, when you're in an international city, to me, that's the only way to go.
For more information on upcoming Mandarin classes, call the city's Senior Services Division at 305-460-5609. Thank you for watching Golden Gables. Here's a recap of all the information featured in this edition.